And welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we'll talk about subtraction. In subtraction, we're taking away something from what we have. Let's say we start off with a 7, and we take away 3. So 7 minus 3 is 4. If we start with a 9, take away 5. So 9 minus 5 is 4. If you have 3 and you take away 3, that means you take away all that you have. You're left with nothing. 0. 0 has no value. 0 means nothing, has no value. It's only used as a placeholder. So now we have a different situation where we have what's called borrowing. Because in the ones column over here, we don't have enough. The 4 is not enough to take away 6. So what we do is we take away, we change the 1 into a 0, which means no tens, and we put a little 1 next to the 4. And now we'd say 14 minus 6 is 8. Okay, 14 minus 6 is 8, which is strange because we had 14 minus 6 to start with. So what do we gain by crossing out the 1 and making it a 0 and putting a little 1 next to the 4, and we have exactly what we started with. So let me explain what's happening in the background. What happens when you have a number like this, 14 minus 6? Let's take a look. So here is $14, 110, and 4 singles. And that was what says 14. Because the 1 of 14 is in the tens column, means 110 and 4 singles. So in order to change, let's say a guy wants 6, we want to give away 6, like our problem, we can't take 4 singles and give him 6. We have to take change of 10, and then we'll have enough to give the guy 6. So let's see how that looks. So we changed it, and now we have 0 tens, as you can see in this column here. There's nothing there, 0 tens. And now, if we count it up, we'll see we have 14 ones, 14 singles. And from that, we definitely can take out 6 of them. Okay, so 14 minus 6, what are we left with? Let's see. Yeah, 14 minus 6, we're left with 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're left with 8. So 14 minus 6 is 8. That's if we have all of them in singles. That's the purpose. That's the background of when we cross out a number and make it 1 less, whether it's in the tens column, whether it's in the hundreds column. We always need to get change and put that 10 tens or 10 ones into the other column. Let's do a couple of examples and see. So 37 minus 24. 7 minus 4 is 3. And 3 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 0 is 4. Again, we said the 0 is just a placeholder, keeping the 2 in line in the tens column. 0 has no value. 4 minus 0 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. And 9 minus 5 is 4. Now 2 minus 6, we can't do that. Again, we have to borrow. So we cross out the 9, make it an 8, and make this a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6, and 8 minus 4 is 4. Here you have a little bit wider. Same idea. 3 minus 6 you can't do, so cross out the 2, make it a 1. 13 minus 6 is 7. 1 you can't do either, so we'll do 6. 11 minus 5 is 6, and 6 minus 4 is 2. And 4 minus 5 we can't do either here, so we'll cross out the 2 and make it a 1. 14 minus 5 is 9. 1 minus 0 is 1. And 7 minus 4 is 3. So that covers the basics of subtraction and the borrowing and understanding what we're doing with the borrowing. Now there's a couple of tricks that we can try to cover here. We may have to go a little faster, but you could review it afterwards. Listen to it again. So the first trick, if you have a 2-digit number, let's take this over here. Let's highlight this. 2-digit number minus another 2-digit number. So it's hard to do that 76 minus 37. But when you think of 37, to go up to the next 10, which is 40, you have to add 3. So if you add 3 to 37, it becomes 40. You also add 3 to 76, it becomes 79. And 79 minus 40 is much easier because that's 39. So the idea over here with this ruler is showing only that if you have 1 to 5, the same thing as 2 to 6, which is the same thing as 3 to 7. As long as you're moving both points equal, the distance will be the same. So that helps a lot because in your head, it's hard to think of numbers like this with a 6 and a 7, 6 minus 7 carrying and stuff. But if you just go up to the nearest 10, or really, I guess, down to the nearest 10 would work as well. If it was 41 or something, you can go down to 40, then just subtract 1 from the above number. So here also you have 84 minus 48. So 48 to 50 is 2. You're adding 2, becomes 50. So add 2 to 84 becomes 86. 86 minus 50 is 36. It's a lot easier to do that in your head if you just move it up to the next 10 on the bottom, but add the same number to the bottom and the top. Another trick, which helps sometimes, just no big deal. All these tricks, if you practice them, then they can come in handy. You'll be used to doing them. This one basically means you could do 2 numbers together. So if you do 8 minus 4 is 4. Instead of doing 1 minus 7 and borrowing from the 3 and 11 minus 7, just do 31 minus 27 together. 31 minus 27 is 4. So you do 0, 4. Had you borrowed from the 3, made it 2, it would have been 0 also. So just be 04, and then 6 minus 1 is 5. In this case, you have 16 minus 8 is 08. You don't have to do it separately. And I guess you could do the same thing here. 32 minus 27 is 5, so it's just 5. You don't need to put the 0 here because it's just a leading 0. So that's the second trick. Again, you have to review this and practice it, but they come in handy. Third trick is when you have a 2-digit number like in the teens, and the number you're subtracting is bigger than the second number, like in this case here, the 4 is smaller than the 8, so it's hard. You have to borrow and stuff. But what you could do is just think of how much up to 10. For 8 to 10 is 2, so add the 2 to the 4. It becomes 6. You don't have to do anything with the 1. Forget about the 1. Because basically you have 8 to 10 is 2, and 4 from 10 is 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. Same thing over here. 15 minus 7. 7 to get to 10 is 3. So 3 plus 5 is 8. And 5 to get to 10 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 13 minus 5 is 8, 15 minus 7 is 8, and 14 minus 8 is 6. This is a handy little trick to make it easier for you in your head. Just add, because again, you have thing till 10 over here. This one is, let's say, 4 from 10, and this is 2 before 10. So just add them up, becomes 6, difference of 6. The 8 is below the 10, and the 4 is above the 10. So 2 below the 10, 4 above the 10 is a difference of 6. And these tricks can be helpful if you practice them. Thanks for being part of 5-Minute Math.